Alright, what is up, y'all? Today we are here with another draft league that me, Chris, and Pat all joined. You know him as Cowpatt&Doomshroom. It was kind of just for fun. I think they had somebody drop out and they needed somebody to fill in. One of the Aussie fuckers found out about it and was like, hey, you want in on this money? And I was like, yeah, of course. Fuck I look like. So, we thought it'd be a good idea, like a good opportunity to, get some league format practice and, branch out a little bit, see what else we can get into. But the problem was, the guy that had our team before us just drafted, complete shit. There was, 2 Pokemon on the team that were good. The rest were just absolute fucking shit. So that sucked. Luckily, they did let us redraft our entire team, so that was cool. And we ended up going with a team of Kartana, Dragonite, Mega Blastoise, Arcanine, Sylveon, Crocodile, Caracosta, Frostlass, Rhydon, and Sneasel. Now, after we drafted, there was some talk of us probably having the best team. So that's pretty cool, anything with Kartana obviously is going to be amazing. You remember PCP. Dragonite is great in Draft League format, has so much coverage. Mega Blastoise is also amazing, one of the best spinners there is ever. It just is so bulky and it puts on so much offensive pressure with Scald and whatnot. And Arcanine is great. It's a great Draft League format Pokemon because it can be offensive, it can be defensive, it can be, physically attacking, it can be specially attacking, it can toxic stall stuff, or it can just be choice banded and just run through your whole shit. So it's a great Pokemon. It really helps out the team. We immediately, in the first 4 picks, got a Fire, Water, Grass core, so that's always fun. And it gave us some much needed bulk. Then we got Sylveon, which I love. I fucking love me some Sylveon. You can't nerf Pixelate enough to make Sylveon a bad Pokemon. Holy shit. Then we got Crocodile, which is another hard hitter. Another great Pokemon from Oris UU that I love me some Crocodile, so I was glad to have it on the team. We got Caracosta, shoutouts to Javi, aka Sweet Potato, because he has shown us the light with Caracosta. Sturdy, weakness policy, shell smash, just fuck, man. Frostlass, we wanted some spike support as well as a spin blocker, so we got that. We can spike stuff, we can ice beam stuff, we can shadow. It's, what Frostlass does. It sits there and it's fast as fuck, so it usually gets at least 2 spikes up, and then it can Destiny Bond, and it's a fun Pokemon. It does the same thing every week, but it's damn good at it. And then Rhydon, which is another good stealth rocker for us, as well as some offensive presidents. Offensive presidents are what we have in America right now. But the Dual Dance set is amazing. It's a good thing to just sit out there and eat a hit. Pretty much no matter what, and fire back a little bit. It's a good Pokemon. It really is. Rhydon is unexpectedly bulky. Well, even on the it doesn't have that good special defense, but with the Eviolite and that huge amount of HP that it has, it's actually pretty fucking bulky. And then Sneasel, just a fast Pokemon. We got some Ice Shard support. Everybody's got dragons and shit, so we don't want to lose to that. So we got Sneasel. And for our first week, we go up against Chief. And Chief has a pretty fucking threatening team. I believe he has Zygarde, Mega Medicham, Porygon, Gyarados, Machamp, Espeon, Sableye, Feraligatr, Butterfree, and Flareon. But that's his updated list. I believe he traded Mega Medicham for Mega Scizor, and I think he made another trade somewhere in there, but regardless, I think we built pretty well for his team, but you can never really tell, because, it's Pokemon, and the dude has a Zygarde. If there's anything we learned from Zygarde this year in the PCP, it's that you don't fuck around with Zygarde. You really don't. But, that should not be there. I think that was just like that. So, these are a bit older matches, but I did feel like uploading them to the channel, because some of them are pretty fucking dank. So, starting off here, we do have just a Spikes lead Frostlass, Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, Spikes, Taunt. No Destiny Bond or anything. We just want to get probably 2 spikes up, keep him from getting rocks up, taunt the motherfucker, stop shenanigans, and then pretty much just die. So hopefully, we can get a couple layers up. That'd be nice. Then we just have a good old max defense Mega Blastoise with Scald, Ice Beam, Haze, and Rapid Spin. Obviously, we don't want hazards up, having a Arcanine as well as a Dragonite on our team. Ice Beam is just to deal with Zygarde, and then Haze helps out a lot if he's maybe he's behind a sub and he's just spamming 1,000 arrows, or maybe he's Calm Mind Espeon or Sableye or something like that. Even for Alligator, shit. So that's always good for that. And yeah, this thing is just bulky as fuck. These aren't even its real stats because it's not the Mega Evolution yet, but it's a bulky bitch, man. It is not fuck around. Then we have a bit of a different set, and we have fucking Choice Scarf Sylveon. Now, when we first started doing this, I didn't think that this was going to be a good set. But holy shit, looking at this dude's team, this thing just destroys everything. Scarf, fucking Hyper Voice just tears through his team, and the only resist he has is Scizor. HP Fire bops that after a little bit of prior damage. If he's offensive, I think it might come close to killing after rocks, but more likely than not, he will be defensive, and it'll take 2 HP Fires to kill him, but, it's just a prediction. What do you gotta do? Then Shadow Ball just for extra coverage to help with, what's his name? Espeon, possible Z conversion, Ghost, Porygon Z. And then Wish, just because we literally needed no other moves. We were debating between Baton Pass, but I think just having this thing on and clicking Hyper Voice is going to be more beneficial than switching out. Then we have mixed defensive Arcanine with the Rocky Helmet to help deal with Scizor. This thing is really just going to have a good time with his team. It comes in on everything. Roars anything that wants to set up out. Flare Blitzes everything else. And just has a really good time versus this dude's team, frankly. But it's pretty standard, though. Then we got Dark Types Matter, our Crocodile. Yes, that was my nickname. Ha! And it's our second Scarfer, so we're rocking the dual Scarf this week. And we have Knockoff, Earthquake, Superpower, Outrage. Basically, the point is to knock off everything until Butterfree and Gyarados are dead, and then just start clicking Earthquake. Shit. Earthquake them all. Then we have the Wind Condition. Dragonite, I don't get the nickname. Fucking ask the Australians, I don't know. But with Adamant Max Attack, and I believe this was enough speed to outspeed Espeon? Or I think it was for Z-converted Porygon, probably. I don't remember, it's been a while, man. But this was enough speed to at +1 outspeed his entire team. Protect, because he had Mega Medicham, and we wanted our multi-skill intact. And weakness policy is gonna help out a lot. We get to +3 because it'll increase attack and special attack by +2. So we'll already be at +1 attack and +1 speed. We'll outspeed everything. Have a shitload of attack. And 403 at +3 is not messing around. Dragon Claw is going to kill everything. Now you're looking at this and you're like, but he has a Scizor. What the fuck are you doing? That's going down easy. We got stuff for that. Everything else on the team pretty much deals with Scizor. This thing isn't gonna stick around very often, obviously. So it'll be a good time. Now let's go ahead and jump right on into that battle. So here we are with the battle. As you can see, I forgot to mention that I believe he traded Alolan Executor out for Gyarados, but you can't make the trades don't count for week 1, so he did have that instead. And we'll go ahead and jump right in. Game plan was going to be weaken everything and then sweep with Dragonite, so this was one of the few things that could probably eat a hit from us. It's a pretty bulky thing, but luckily we do have mixed defensive Arcanine to kind of deal with it. And yeah, that does a decent amount. So unfortunately he's special, Intimidated Matter. He gets the poison, all that fun stuff, but we can kind of just sit here and Morning Sun up until Trick Room is over, and then proceed to knock him out with a Flare Blitz or an Extreme Speed after the Trick Room is up. So I do exactly that. Knock out the Tree Stooges, which is a solid nickname on Chief's part. Grade A shit. he goes into young Squishy here, which again, Squishy is a fucking awesome name. But I do have the roar on him so that nothing can set up in our face, so that's nice. And Machamp gets dragged out, just goes for Dynamic Punch. We get confused, we're poisoned, we're not having a good time. Arcanine is having an ill bill of health right now, and he does just knock us out with the Stone Edge after taking some Rocky Helmet chip. So, on this turn, I really wanted to get Spikes up, but he does have that Espeon in the back, so I thought just getting damage on this would probably be the best bet so it can be knocked out by something else. That damage does look like he's Assault Vest, so that Spadef drop definitely matters, but doesn't matter too much. Heavy Slam does take us down to the Sash, but we're able to get a hefty amount of damage onto Hulk there. And then we can just go back into Crocodile and start getting boosts, which actually, now that I look back on it, I think I probably should have just gone Sylveon and clicked Hyper Voice a couple times, but hey, what are you going to do? So this is there. It just basically gets a free setup turn, because even at +1, we are not doing very much to it. As you can see there, we do get paralyzed, and it gets a free turn of setup. So the whole point there was I was staying in and I'm clicking Earthquake because I didn't want to give this thing a free turn to setup, and I didn't want him to like double glare or something on a prediction into like our non-existent switch into this, because if he is like Iron Tail, he hits Sylveon very hard. I think Blastoise is a solid switch, but that is our only defensive mon left at this point, so yeah, it's not having a good time versus the whole rest of his team. But he just fires off 1,000 arrows, and I get paralyzed again, and then I probably would have got paralyzed a third time in a row, but thankfully he just kills me instead of setting up in my face. But luckily for me, 1,000 arrows isn't doing that much to Blastoise, showing that he was probably like max bulk, and then just was relying on the boost to hit hard. And he goes into Espeon, and he does a hefty chunk with a Psychic, but we are Blastoise, we're Mega, and give a fuck. Got cannons, bro. And Espeon is able to take us out with the Psychic, but we do have Scarf Sylveon right here in the bag to come through and hopefully just pick up the rest of these kills. But he's actually Scarf fucking PZ as well. He gets a high roll. I calced it. 50 was pretty much maximum damage. It was like, I think it was like 44 to 50 or something. So as long as he doesn't get another max roll here, then we can live and we can take out the PZ, and then Medicham can come in and fake us out, but we should live, and then if he doesn't have Bullet Punch, we can just Hyper Voice and kill him. Unfortunately, that's not what happens. He gets 2 high rolls in a row, and fucking Sylveon goes down. And as you can see here, this was a bit of a 50-50, really. We have a decent chance to knock it out with Extreme Speed from this range, depending on how much bulk he has, but it wasn't guaranteed. So I wasn't quite sure if I should just Extreme Speed and knock this out, or if I should try to Dragon Dance up and then protect on the Medicham, fake out, and I don't know. I think this was a bit of a misplay. I think I definitely should have just Extreme Speeded, prayed for the roll, and then protected on the fake out, and got the weakness policy boost from the Ice Punch and just knocked it out. Because as you can see, we get fucking burned with the goddamn Tri-Attack. So there's not enough Dragon Dances in the world to be able to kill this thingy, as well as the Medicham. We don't have rest or anything, so he is going to win 1-0. And it's fucking depressing. I was not very happy with this game, but then again, it is just week 1. This league is just pretty much for funsies, so I'm not necessarily tripping about it. But we'll just have to come back week 2 and definitely make sure that we're out for vengeance. You know, a couple misplays were made, but I think this game was definitely reliant on hacks. But you know, that's the game we play, and I can't really be upset about it, especially since this was so long ago. Yeah, March. Fuck. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your support and whatnot. We do have a couple more series we have another series or two coming to the channel here within the next week or so. So be on lookout for that. I'll see you guys next time. Bye forever.